Hello, I am Dr. Miles. Today we need to talk about something incredibly urgent. Every 40 seconds, someone in the United States experiences a stroke. For seniors, the risk is even higher, and the consequences can be truly devastating. But here is a shocking truth. Many people, even those who think they are informed, are completely unaware of the most dangerous stroke facts. These are not the basic symptoms everyone talks about. These are the hidden truths that lurk in the shadows, the hard-hitting numbers, and the silent, devastating ways to stroke attacks, things you have probably never heard before. Ignoring these 5 dangerous facts could cost you or a loved one everything: your memories, your independence, and your very essence. We are going to uncover these life-changing truths together so you can be prepared, informed, and empowered. Let us dive into the first critical fact right now. Dangerous fact number 1. Stroke devours your brain faster than you can possibly imagine. This is not just a medical statistic. It is a terrifying reality. Every single minute an ischemic stroke goes untreated, your brain loses approximately 2 million neurons. To put that into perspective, that is like your brain aging 3.5 years every single hour that passes without intervention. Think about that for a moment. It is like a wildfire raging inside your head, and every brain cell torched is a memory, a skill, a vital piece of who you are, permanently erased. Your ability to recall your grandchildren's names, your lifelong hobbies, or even simple instructions can vanish in moments. This irreversible damage highlights the absolute urgency of immediate action. When a stroke strikes, time is not just money. Time is brain tissue. There is no regenerating these lost cells like your skin healing after a cut. Once they are gone for good. That sophistication that allows your brain to think, learn, and remember so powerfully also makes it incredibly vulnerable to oxygen deprivation. Delaying action at the first hint of a stroke means you are literally letting catastrophic, irreplaceable damage happen to the core of who you are. You are allowing your most precious memories to be wiped out. This is why knowing the warning signs and acting without hesitation is so profoundly important for every senior and their families. Dangerous fact number 2. The deceptive calm of a transient ischemic attack, or TIA. This is why 99% of people drop their guard, often with tragic results. So many seniors experience fleeting symptoms like a weak arm, slurred speech, or a sudden dizzy spell. The symptoms pass quickly, sometimes within minutes, and they breathe a sigh of relief, thinking, "Whew, dodged a bullet." But this is a fatal trap of complacency. A TIA is often called a mini-stroke, but there is nothing mini about the danger it signals. Here is the brutal reality. A TIA jacks up your risk of a full-blown, major stroke by up to 10 times within the next week, with the highest danger lurking in the first 48 hours. A TIA is not a benign event you just walk off. It is a critical crack in the dam, signaling a catastrophic failure waiting to happen. It is your brain sounding a fire alarm, giving you a precious, urgent warning. Ignoring a TIA is like ignoring a smoke detector in your home because the fire briefly went out. You would not do that, so do not do it with your brain. So why do so many blow off these crucial warning signs? Ignorance about TIAs is literally causing people to gamble with their lives, betting their future health against a ticking clock. If you or a loved one experiences any stroke-like symptom, even if it goes away quickly, it is an emergency that demands immediate medical attention. Do not wait. Your life, your brain, depends on it. Dangerous fact number 3. The silent saboteurs of your arteries are working against you right now. Many seniors believe that if they feel fine, their body must be healthy. This is another dangerous misconception, especially when it comes to stroke. The leading causes of stroke often have no obvious symptoms until it is too late. Conditions like high blood pressure, often called the silent killer, diabetes, and high cholesterol silently damage your arteries year after year. These conditions narrow and harden the blood vessels that supply your brain with vital oxygen and nutrients. You might not feel your blood pressure creeping up or your cholesterol levels becoming dangerously high. There are no sudden aches or pains from these conditions in their early stages. Instead, they quietly pave the way for a devastating stroke, often without any noticeable warning signs to the individual. Picture your arteries like pipes in an old house. Over time, rust and sediment build up, narrowing the flow. You do not see it happening, but one day, a pipe bursts or the water stops flowing entirely. This is what happens with unmanaged risk factors. This silent progression is why regular checkups, monitoring your blood pressure at home, and discussing all your numbers with your doctor are not just suggestions. They are life-saving habits. Understanding that these silent conditions are active, hidden threats is a critical step in stroke prevention. Many seniors are completely unaware their body is under attack until a stroke suddenly strikes. This fact alone underscores the immense importance of proactive health management and not waiting for symptoms to appear before taking action. Your health, your future, is worth this vigilance. Dangerous fact number 4. Stroke wrecks your mind and spirit, leaving invisible wounds that are often ignored. We tend to focus on the physical recovery after a stroke, regaining movement, learning to speak again, or adapting to physical limitations. But for at least 1/3 of stroke survivors, the battle extends far beyond the physical. They grapple with profound depression. Many others face severe cognitive decline, which can manifest as memory loss, crippling confusion, or even permanent, devastating personality changes. These are the invisible injuries, the ones that attack the very essence of who a person is, yet they often go unrecognized and unaddressed. Why do these internal injuries happen, and why are they so profoundly dangerous? Depression can stem from direct damage to the brain's emotion control centers or from the sheer catastrophic life changes and loss of independence after a stroke. This deep depression severely hampers their physical and cognitive recovery, creating a vicious cycle. Cognitive decline hits when a stroke damages blood vessels feeding critical brain regions responsible for memory, attention, and thinking. Survivors can struggle with the most basic daily tasks, losing their ability to manage finances, follow conversations, or even remember recent events. Personality shifts, like becoming irritable, apathetic, or unusually impulsive, often result from damage to the frontal lobe, the brain's command center for personality and behavior. The insidious danger of these invisible problems is twofold. First, they are not always obvious to family members or even medical staff, and second, they profoundly impact the survivor's quality of life and reintegration into society. Patients and their families endure prolonged suffering, often in silence. So, what is the crucial takeaway here? If you are caring for a loved one post-stroke, pay extreme attention to even the slightest changes in their emotions, behavior, or thinking. Do not just brush it off as old age or them just being tired. These are real, profound injuries that require professional help and specialized support. Understanding these injuries properly helps us empathize and better support them in their silent, internal battle for recovery and dignity. This psychological toll is terrifying. But there is another danger, one stemming from our own well-intentioned but utterly wrong actions when we suspect someone is having a stroke. The final truth will make this crystal clear and could save a life. Dangerous fact number 5. Botched first aid at home is killing precious time and making things catastrophically worse. This is a life or death fact you must burn into your brain. When you suspect someone is having a stroke, trying to give them any medication, yes, even aspirin, or resorting to folk remedies like coining, pricking fingers, or moving them improperly are all dead wrong. These actions can make the situation catastrophically worse, Why is this so profoundly dangerous? Giving medication, especially aspirin, without knowing the type of stroke can cause a massive brain bleed if it is a hemorrhagic stroke, which is a bleeding in the brain. Aspirin thins the blood, and that would be like pouring gasoline on a fire. If they cannot swallow properly due to the stroke, attempting to give them anything by mouth can cause choking, leading to further complications like aspiration pneumonia. Folk remedies like coining or pricking fingers, they have absolutely no scientific basis whatsoever. They only waste precious golden time and can introduce infections, adding insult to a severe injury. Moving them improperly can worsen their condition, especially if they fall or sustain further injury. But the single biggest danger of all these incorrect actions is that they waste crucial golden time. Every minute that ticks by, millions of brain cells are dying. Any delay in getting professional medical help crushes their chances of recovery, increases the severity of disability, and can even be fatal. So, what is the right move? When you suspect a stroke, the only and most critical thing to do is this: stay calm. Immediately help the person lie down, preferably with their head slightly elevated and turned to the side to prevent choking. Loosen any tight clothing around their neck. And call 911 or your local emergency number immediately. While waiting for emergency medical services to arrive, note the exact time the symptoms started. This information is vital for doctors. Absolutely do not give them anything to eat or drink. Do not try to move them unless they are in immediate danger. Your role is to get help and protect them until that help arrives. Acting quickly and correctly is the difference between life and irreversible brain damage. Let me share a story that still sends a chill down my spine, a real-life echo of these very truths we have discussed. It illustrates how easily these dangerous facts can become a personal tragedy. I remember a gentleman, let us call him Arthur, a vibrant man in his late 60s, a retired history teacher who loved a good debate and long walks with his dog. One Tuesday morning, while reading his newspaper, his right hand suddenly felt weak, and the words on the page swam before his eyes. It lasted maybe a minute, then vanished. Arthur, being a stoic sort, brushed it off. "Just a bit tired," he told his wife. He had dodged a bullet, he thought. That, right there, was the fatal trap of complacency we talked about with T.I. as dangerous fact number 2 in action. He did not know his brain was essentially sounding a fire alarm, giving him a critical warning he tragically dismissed. He ignored the deceptive calm. 2 days later, the wildfire, as we discussed in dangerous fact number 1, truly erupted. A massive ischemic stroke. By the time he reached us, precious hours and millions of irreplaceable brain cells had been lost. The vibrant debater was struggling to form words, his dominant right side paralyzed. His wife later told me, with tears in her eyes, that she had noticed his blood pressure readings had been a bit high on their home monitor for months, but they had never really discussed it seriously with his doctor, figuring it was not causing him any problems. The silent assassin of high blood pressure, part of dangerous fact number 3, had been at work, undetected and unchecked, silently damaging his arteries until it was too late. They had ignored the silent saboteurs. The aftermath was a stark illustration of dangerous fact number 4. Arthur, once so full of life, sank into a deep depression. His memory, once so sharp with historical facts, became foggy. His family, though loving, struggled to understand the profound personality shifts. They saw the physical recovery, the slow progress in physiotherapy, but the invisible wounds, the ones that wrecked his mind and spirit, were harder to grasp, harder to heal. They had not realized the immense psychological toll a stroke can take, or how crucial early, specialized support for these internal injuries truly is. They struggled with the invisible wounds. Compounding the tragedy, when Arthur's wife first saw the full stroke symptoms, A neighbor with good intentions but bad information suggested giving him a spoonful of aspirin and rubbing his temples with a folk ointment. Thankfully, Arthur's daughter arrived and immediately called 911, overriding the misguided advice. But even those few minutes of hesitation, of considering incorrect remedies, contributed to the delay. This was dangerous fact number 5, the deadly delays of misguided first aid, narrowly averted by quick thinking, but still a potent reminder of the danger. Every second counted and misinformation nearly stole more. Arthur's story, unfortunately, is not unique. It is a tapestry woven from these dangerous truths, a stark reminder of what is at stake when we do not understand the full, often silent, and devastating nature of stroke. It underscores why knowing these hidden dangers and acting on that knowledge is not just important. It is a matter of preserving the very essence of who we are, our independence, and our connection to the world. We empower you with this knowledge because your health, and the health of your loved ones, is priceless. Remember these 5 dangerous facts: the rapid brain cell loss, the deceptive nature of TIAs, the silent damage from unmanaged risk factors, the profound psychological toll, and the critical importance of correct emergency response. Share this information far and wide to stamp out these deadly myths and misconceptions in our communities. Your active participation helps our community grow stronger and healthier. For more life-saving advice to help you live a longer, healthier life, subscribe to Senior Forward Health. Thank you for watching, and remember, stay senior forward, stay healthy.